The internet.
The internet.
The internet.
That's you. You're the internet.
You are the internet.
You specifically.
Congratulations.
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 Congratulations. It's the end of Evangelion.
With 2 people.
It's an even sadder ending to Evangelion.
Times more depressing.
You thought the end of Evo was sad. You wait till it's just 2 people saying they're proud of you. Out of the dozens you know.
Hello.
Full name, Asane221 Internet. That's it. That's your full legal name.
That's Asane221 Internet.
Nebula, hi besties. I'm about to go to Costco. Have fun.
We are both proud of you.
We are both proud of you. Just imagining it's Shinji. And it's just you and I. Just Shinji looking kind of happy.
Just mildly pleased. Just the slightest smile.
And it's like the small wet claps. Yeah.
Fakest crap.
Man, I don't ask for fan art often.
That's it. The opening to a Tuesday show.
Yeah.
That's the thing that breaks you.
Yeah. I would love fan art of just 2 people. Just silent instead of the entire group. It's just you and I specifically. just Shinji.
Oh, I only know about the scene via meme osmosis. Like,
I'm glad you got it, because it is.
I know the scene.
Yeah.
I know of it. Like, I got the bit we were doing.
Dude, if you could watch the final episode and you would. It's so insane. The end of that series. The people hated the final episode so much that he made a movie. He made 2 movies about what actually happened. Because the final episode is Shinji mentally snapping, and it's all inside his head. So it's incredibly esoteric, and you see like the animation degrade at parts, and there's like live action scenes. It's very, very artful, very, very emotional, very cool. I like it a lot. But like the 2 movies are like nobody liked that ending. So he was like, all right, fine. This is what happened outside that made the final episode just be inside of his head. And it's like the most insane, messed up things you've ever seen happen to 14-year-olds.
All right, you didn't like that one? Well, here's gore of your comfort characters.
I mean, like, yeah, kind of. But it's also where it's the other infamous scene of Evangelion where he goes, "I'm a monster," as he's looking at his hand. It's like that. That's what happened in the real world. Anyway, I can't talk about that part of it on a PG-13 show.
That was gonna stay. That was gonna stay in the drafts.
Anyway, Reddit.
The source of all good things on the internet.
We thought, what if we made shorts content? So we read Reddit stories. I should have pulled up Minecraft parkour to have playing below us.
Subway Surfers.
Oh, damn it.
Oh, no, that would have been so funny. Why are we just having that idea now?
How do we do it quickly on OBS?
You don't. It'll be like Minecraft parkour in Subway.
And then every 10 seconds, it's a random person jingling keys. It's like a different key jingle.
That's it. That's got to be below the Tuesday show from now on. We got to reformat the Tuesday show overlay.
I have thought about, I don't know how I would do it because I don't know anything about OBS, but I've thought about, because I have the Stream Deck on my phone, going in there and just adding a bunch of features that nobody else knows I'm doing, and so I can just hit buttons while we're streaming and then just have things happen and not tell anyone.
It's 100% like that's doable. I mean, I used to set up a lot of random like silly scenes and effects and stuff when I was doing my show, so I can aid you. It's
one thing that
there are
would
many
probably
options in the world.
One thing that might be good for the Tuesday show specifically is if we had like a talk to text for chat pop up on like that, like would read itself out loud.
For all of them?
No, for just Tuesday. No, not in the middle of our plots.
But I mean, for all of the, I mean, there's not a lot of chat right now.
No, it's like where they can use bits to like throw it up there.
Yeah, like I used to I miss Brian too. I also miss Brian.
Yeah.
He was a beautiful feature of my stream, and he would just be depressed constantly.
Just put a YouTube of someone playing Minecraft. Why not a whole robot? I'm gonna put one entire robot up here.
Yeah. Effort, I guess. Reddit.
All right. So I went through today and looked at literally the worst of the worst people to ever exist that play tabletop RPGs, and I found the ones that I can read and don't mind my having my voice attached to.
There are many apparently that we're not touching.
We're not.
And so the goal, while Corey pulls up his wealth if he's already there, Reddit horror stories he has discovered, our objective for today is to find solutions that are not, what if you just got new friends? Because your friends seem like they're bad.
Let me tell you, it was hard to find some, and that's going to be the answer to a few of these still.
Sometimes this is perhaps the unavoidable answer. And oftentimes in real life with D&D groups that you just aren't enjoying, because the correct answer is just, stop doing that. Go get a better one. But we're going to try to use our infinite GM wisdom to divine other solutions to problems that are not having better friends.
All right. So do we want to start with one that is a potential have better friends, or do we want to start with an alternate one? How do we want to start?
Do what your heart tells you.
All right.
And don't tell me which it is.
Do you want me to read a couple of the headlines and then you tell me which one you want?
Okay, give me some headlines. Let's see what speaks to my soul. All right.
PC sold his soul for a flaming axe. What now?
Okay.
The time I ended a relationship and destroyed a group by doing little to nothing on accident.
Okay.
My party is growing tired of hazards and traps.
Let's do that one. That one's interesting. That one sounds interesting. That one sounds like a mechanically GM perspective interesting.
Yes. So this is on the r/Pathfinder 2e subreddit.
Oh, it's actual Pathfinder 2e story.
Yes.
Okay. I know they're going to be kind of a variety of.
Yeah, it's mostly D&D and Pathfinder 2e. Starfinder community is a lot more of how do the rules work, help. And then half of the people being like, this is what I think it says. So, for one E specifically. User super tricky, spelled SUPERTRIQUI. Tricky. So it's, my party is growing tired of hazards and traps. Mm-hmm. And for that matter, me too. A bit of context first, we play official APs, so this includes both how mechanically hazards work in the game and how Paizo uses them in their narrative. The main problem we see with them is that most of the time they work like solo encounters. Yes, sometimes a monster is included, but most of the time it's not. And even when there are monsters included, the hazard tends to be the highest threat, while the monster add variety. More on that in the example I will give later. With the hazard being essentially a solo monster, they tend to overlevel the players. That means the skill checks to disable and to notice them is always very high. They also ask for specific skills and at specific proficiencies to even try. They usually have way high stats, parentheses like attack, DC, and damage, and very often target the whole party at the same time. On top of that, they cheat and act twice in a row, with something like that looks like a surprise round, which is not allowed for any other ambushing monster. That is because they get a reaction when revealed, normally a trigger like when a player gets near thing X, the hazard does Y, and then roll initiative. And because the high level, they tend to win the initiative too. That means the first thing a PC can even attempt to do is probably the last thing they can try, because by the time the initiative count comes to them, the trap has already damaged everybody twice, and the clock is ticking. If the player doesn't retreat, the trap will probably take them down next turn, especially because it's easy for them to crit. If the PC don't retreat, but try to overcome the trap, they will face a bunch of very hard DCs, with 2 action activities, parentheses, so once per character at best, which they usually need 3+ success to beat the trap if they happen to have the proper skill. Mm-hmm. The hazard we faced yesterday is in Bloodlords. We'll avoid any narrative spoilers. Mm-hmm. So, this is the last couple paragraphs.
These are long ones. These are girthy. Okay.
These are going to be long ones.
How much detail is going to be included in these, but they're quite wide.
We're getting big.
Okay, we're full story. All right.
Party is 5th level. They are looking for a hidden treasure. They find a lever which can raise the hidden vault with the treasure. The vault can't be properly activated otherwise. When they pull the lever and the vault is revealed, the trap triggered an AoE attack in 30-foot radius that can crit on a 14 on every PC except the paladin. After that, it rolls initiative with a plus 18, which is 6 full points above everyone. It does 3 attacks, all of them AoE. Then the player get 2 options of skills, 1 thievery skill and 1 expert craft skill, which nobody had expert at level 5. So they use the 2 action activity for 1 success. Luckily, as they had less than 50% odds with even guidance and aid another. At that moment in round 2, it's scripted that a level 5 monster attacks the player by ambush. By the way, it is a monster with swallow hole, and by the description, it should flee with a swallowed PC if possible, which is extremely dangerous on itself, but I digress. I ignored the second part of the encounter because by the start of round 2, one of the players was already down and everyone else was looking at some way to heal because they cannot survive another round. This is the last example from yesterday, but it is a common experience. In the past, we have faced similar problems with hazards. They do way too much damage and are too hard to disable, require random skill at higher levels, and put you on a clock of defeat means 6 seconds or you die, among other reasons because they cheat and get an ambush attack that nobody else does, as well as doing way more damage and an AoE. An ambushing orc with a crossbow doesn't get a free attack, but an orc trap of a hidden crossbow does get a free attack before initiative roll, then another attack, and both AoE on top of that. Yes, because they are immobile, you can retreat without being pursued, so you can go back to lick your wounds and heal your ego after being badly beaten by a poison dart launcher. But I fail to see how that is interesting. Are we doing something wrong? What are we missing? Or is it that traps suck?
Okay, so I have several minds here. My immediate thought is traps do kind of suck. And this is largely the reason that I write. You guys have no idea how many traps I read out of Strange Aeons. Like, you guys truly do not know how many traps I read out of Strange Aeons. I write so many traps out of Strange Aeons.
I imagine.
But, on the surface, there's a couple of points that I feel like they're missing. The first is that, like, Jada Tempest kind of already hit it. Their DCs are high, and especially like to see them and disable them, because the intended experience of like every trap ever is not I walked into it with my face and then frantically tried to disarm it while it was shooting me. That's
a pretty bad
that is
strat.
As silly as it sounds, and that's really not like
that
happens sometimes because you're like panically trying to figure out how to deal with a situation that's gone sideways. But it should be like a rare recurrence. This shouldn't be every single hazard you're walking into.
Right. Because
generally, like we're up one. We have a 5-man party. That's one more than usual. In a 4-man party, I find generally, and maybe newer players, you've usually got like 2 searchers. You got 2 people seeking. You got 2 people making perception checks. The roll is kind of high, but there's usually multiple people making it. And
better odds of hitting it then.
And the same applies to the fact that you need like 3 successes to shut something off. There's like 4 of you. It's not like one person has to do that over 3 rounds.
Right.
Quite often, I find it, even just doing it as written, it gets shut off immediately because there's so many people, and like the critical success is double. So if a single person just like rolls pretty high, and like, oh, well, that's 2 points toward it, and someone else gets a regular success, and the trap's over.
Right.
But they are very brutally punishing sometimes, and
aggressive flashback to the Isubo door trap.
Hey, I put the damage on that way too high. But speaking of that. I don't know Bloodlord specifically. That's a newer one, so maybe Paizo's gotten better about it. In pre-published APs in 2nd edition, it is a well-known thing that, to backtrack a little bit to segue into this, or to dovetail into this a little bit, Paizo has a guide for building encounters, where you have moderates, you have severes, you have lows, based on like the levels of the things you're dealing with. That determines how hard an encounter is, and like how many of those you should have between rests, and yada yada yada. And anything severe, that is, they face something that's like 3 levels higher than you, or like 2 levels higher than you, or whatever, is supposed to be pretty rare. Severe is supposed to kind of be like a chapter boss kind of situation. Paizo, to every AP I've ever read in my life, does not even remotely adhere to that. And they don't even acknowledge the peasantry that is encounters below severe. So, like, severe traps just do kind of do that.
Yeah.
Like, they hurt a lot.
I don't ever use traps much in general. I don't find them that fun at times because they can feel cheap at times.
Yes.
So most traps I have are like what he was saying in here is like there'll be like the trap and then there's a monster, but it's like the trap is the deadlier thing. I always try to inverse it so that there's like the trap is the second layer of the thing you're fighting. But also in my mind, most traps could just be disarmed if you have a long metal pole or like a thing you can throw, and then you just kind of like deal with the trap that way. The concept of it's
sort of a holdover from like old D&D,
like 3.5 days.
That kind of it sort of wants you to do Tomb of Annihilation type crap and like
right.
walk on the 10-foot pole or whatever. Because there's like, I guess it depends on what the trap is, But in Pathfinder, from my experience, the most common types of traps are exactly this. It's trap that goes off when you pull a lever or open a thing. That's like 80% of traps.
Yeah.
Is open door, it explodes. Open box, it explodes. Pull lever, it explodes. Which is really just like, you have to present. You just got to make the perception check. It's like a thing you have to interact with.
Right.
And I've removed, again, 40 billion of those from Strange Aeons. Because, for instance, in Miaknian's Tower, there's so many poison needle traps. There are so many. There's like 4. I touch the thing, a little needle goes tee-hee, and then you have extreme giga poison that kills you. There's so many. I would agree they're boring. That's why I didn't run them. Yeah. But the most recent ones I can think of, I ran 2 in the Mysterium that immediately come to mind. I guess 3 if you count the dog mirror. But 2 like real traps. There was the box that explodes a lot.
I wasn't there for that one.
And there was the thing that turned 2 people into plants.
I was a victim of that one.
And I kept both of those in because they are interesting themselves. A lot of traps, and it sounds like the kind of traps this is complaining about, a lot of traps skew towards, it hits real hard, big damage. And then it gives you like a list of a couple of different skills that you can use, which the point of there being several is that there should always be, most players should have at least something they can try.
Right.
Usually. But then Paizo does sometimes only make like 1 or 2 options, and they require you to be like expert or master, so half the party just gets to sit there.
Also, it's an imaginary game that you can choose to do other skills.
That's true. But like I'll always let people argue for skills for traps and haunts.
Right.
But also, the 2 that I kept in, the plant one is still an ongoing thing. That's like, that added like a long-term feature that we haven't had a ton of opportunity to really like acknowledge much or do much. We've tried to decurse it or enchantment break it or whatever a couple times and it hasn't worked.
Oh, good. I didn't know they did that.
Yeah,
I was going to recommend that next time.
They've given it a couple tries. Hasn't been successful.
Great.
Actually,
I need a cleric.
Kind of crazy that like we haven't encountered any of the things that really interact with it besides just taking a bunch of fire damage.
And how do we experience that one?
It does that. You've had that one. And but then also the box that explodes a lot. Kind of what's always said in the chat.
Oh, thank you, Mancha.
Up a ways. That I Mancha up a ways. That like it's a trap. You can disarm it the normal way. And I had like 3 ways that could be disarmed. From the inside and from the outside and with the router negation. So it was quite literally like an exploding puzzle box. It was itself a whole scene, and I thought it seemed like everyone enjoyed it. I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
It wasn't you opened a door and then the lasers shot out the door and you took 1 million damage until you figured out the keypad that turns off the lasers. Like,
right.
Which is kind of a lot of traps as written. I feel like I'm really answering like on both sides of this really hard. But the point is I'd remove most of them. I don't like traps. Yeah.
But like I don't know.
But they are definitely sound like they're missing some pieces.
With this person specifically, it sounds like their party is not built to deal with traps at all. And then that's to you as the GM, either cut some of those traps like you're saying, or give them ways to avoid them. Like give them an item that lets them see traps better somehow. Like the glasses that highlight if something's
It's fishy. One of the problems that's come up. It's true in 2E, but it was much more true in 1E. That there are some like unwritten things that Pathfinder very specifically, I don't know if D&D has a similar problem. Pathfinder expects you to do this and then just never tells you. And it's kind of like a meta level thing that you have to figure out on your own as like a player out of game where you're going to have a really bad time. For instance, you always got to have at least like 2 people in exploration mode looking for traps, like searching and seeking. Right. So that you've got 2 shots to try to find and to prevent this kind of stuff from happening. If you're like level 3, 4, you need to be able to deal with an enemy that's flying out of range of you. If you're like 5, 6, you need to be able to deal with an enemy that's permanently invisible. And the game never tells you that these like thresholds are coming.
Yeah, they just happen.
It's just something that's like, it happens, and it's one of those situations, like you said, if it just happens and your party just can't deal with it, it's just like, well, that sucks.
Yeah.
Which is also kind of
it's kind of the game for you to learn that.
Yeah, it's like you're not going to be prepared for everything. You're not going to have a counter for everything. Sometimes you're going to fight something. It's just like a really incredible challenge because you don't have a great answer to it. But it's a unique challenge you don't have a great answer to. And then the game kind of expects you to have an answer to it, but they never told you that. So you just aren't ready for this permanently invisible thing you can never hit.
What D&D pre-written adventures do is D&D doesn't have the exploration activities.
Yeah, that's a very 2E thing.
Yes. So what instead it'll do is it'll like give you all, which I think like every adventure path I think does this. That has the map and it has like this like the 1A, 1B, 1C, like all of like the rooms right now. Each of those sections will say you could have a trap here if you want. This is the trap you could have, or you can ignore it if you don't want to. Like it gives you the option of traps, and then it'll like even have boxes because 5e is so beginner friendly that it has boxes up there like that always remind you can fully ignore whatever you want. Like it's constantly telling you like, if you don't like this, don't do it.
Which while it does seem somewhat self-defeating, it helps. It is an important thing to remember as a GM. Is that like even running pre-written APs. You don't have to include the stuff that's bad.
Right.
You're not legally required to. There is not an employee leaning over your shoulder that's going to revoke your license if you don't run the stuff you don't want to run.
If you don't want to run the 12th poison dart trap, then nobody's going to... Paizo's not going to take your book.
I have removed so many poison needle traps in Stranger. You guys truly don't know. There was like, in Iris Hill, in book 2, there were like 4... doors and boxes that are supposed to explode. Because apparently someone in there, I don't know if it's Melisande, I don't know if it's the lady from the guest house, someone in there knew that like arcane seal spell that casts freaking force explosion if you unlock it without going ooga booga first, and they cast it on absolutely everything they touched on a daily basis. So like it's every third door just blew up when you opened it.
How do they live in this house?
They say ooga booga before they open the door. Like it's...
Imagine you're in a rush and you have to pee, but you're across the entire cave. You have to just cast 100 spells to go pee.
That's that's real hater shit face they have. It reminds me of the worst defense I've ever seen is in oh my god, what's his name?
Oh, we got a hype train.
In the Lothid estate.
I don't know what hype train. We've never got a hype train on Tuesday. I don't know what this means for us.
I don't know what to do with a hype train on Tuesday.
But thank you.
Normally we bank hero points for tomorrow.
Actually, I remember we did do this. We had a hype train on one level up stream for secrets, and then they were like, we get this next time, right? And I was like, no. The hype train is exclusively for in the moment.
Confirmed on stream, Corey hates his players.
I don't hate my players, they are too easy.
Let's move on. So
I don't hate them personally, just like spiritually.
In War for the Crown, in the Lothid estate.
I'm kidding if you're watching.
In the Lothid estate in book 2, in the Palace of Songbird, it's like the big place where everything takes place. I'm pretty sure it was in like the main manor where you go to the gala in the first place. Their entry hall to the Count's estate. The columns in the entry hall are friggin' traps. And I'm like, what happens if your servant forgets to turn this off one morning? Like, and it's like, this is the main hall of your county estate where you receive guests and visitors every day and throw elaborate galas like every week or two. What happens if someone forgets to flip the switch? Like, oops, sorry, I forgot to turn the columns off, and they turned into a statue and beat your guests to death. My bad, Count. Like, I mean, obviously, Lothian had bigger problems, but like that's. It's like, what? You can't trap your front door in a public estate. You can't do that. Stop doing that. Nobody does this.
Zindern and Manshaw see servants as lesser than and should not have respect.
The servants are replaceable and the servant gets fired.
It's easy.
These are the two people that were in the party. I don't know if Zindern don't think Zindern was in that one. But
clearly they're gone. That's the only solution we have is no more servant.
Yeah, probably because the pillar beat them to death.
Oh, there's Arcadis too. Shout out to Jaded for the only one being cool.
That's true. You were lawful evil in that campaign, so like I guess you could have passed.
For food, 50 gold. Servant, pay 100 gold. Furnishing, 500 gold. Replacing servants after they explode by accident, 10,000 gold. Please help me, my mansion is going bankrupt. How could I possibly prevent this? What could I do?
It's always insane to me when, like, the thing that this guy uses literally every single day is trapped. And I'm like, bro, it isn't.
It's like putting a C4 in your toilet.
It's like if the door to my bedroom had a freaking, like, Fallout 4 shotgun rigged behind it, and if I forgot to turn the door, like, lift the doorknob up before I turned it, I just got obliterated in front of you and changed the trajectory of your life forever.
It's just like high risk, very low reward.
It's like, what's the payoff? payoff, man. Like there's traps on a box that has like 50 silver and a toe in it. I'm like, you can't care this much
What do you
about
mean
this
this
box.
is a mimic? Why?
In my logbook is the same thing. Oh my god.
That poor servant was 2 days from retirement.
But no, it's just they're insane. Anyway, I think by and large, while they are missing some things and there's some ways that it moves a little more smoothly, I do largely agree with the poster on this one. I'm not a big Hazard fan.
Yeah.
I use them very sparingly. I think they need to be an interesting part of an encounter or have like Sully said almost immediately, she makes them into puzzle encounters, and I kind of like to do that too. Putting the Rod of Negation in the box that kept exploding. Having 2 switches that were going to have to be pulled at the same time and turn off outside. Like we had 2 different teams doing 2 different things with 3 or 4 options. And we also had the haunt with the bloody skull and the Mysterium too. I think you swapped into that room. I think that was the room you showed up in when there was just blood everywhere.
Yes, I never did get context for that.
Yeah, that was the Hazard also. That was
that's fun. That's fun context.
They went in there and it just like the books all started flying and just spraying blood everywhere, and then people were just going insane, taking mental damage.
Dude, we just got coconut mauled.
We get coconut mauled every Tuesday. You play the same track every Tuesday.
I play a different video every time.
Do you?
It's always Nintendo music, but it's different. It's a different video every
so
single
we never
time.
know how long it's going to be until we get coconut mauled.
Right, exactly. At any moment, we could be coconut mauled. All right, you want to find another one?
Sure. I think I rule in favor of poster. Hazard's generally dumb.
Hazard's bad. Just ignore them. All right. Other options. PC sold his soul for Flaming Axe. Still on the table. My DM wants
Let's
me...
just go. Let's start with that one. That was the one that spoke to me first. Let's go there.
Hey guys, this is my user sweet_bubblex on Pathfinder 2e. Hey guys, for about a month now we've been playing a campaign in which every character has a chance to become a god. Now, one of my players got cool concept, by the way. Just you're ascending to godhood for the campaign.
So it's a mythic campaign.
Fun.
We got mythic rules for a reason. We're gonna use them.
Now, one of my players got in late and made an orc champion, not particularly concerned with all this divine nonsense. I like the way he spelled sense. Nonsense. He just put a C in the middle there. Last session, he was convinced by one of the players to pull a card from the deck of many, many things, parentheses, around 87 cards and a lot of weird effects. He pulled a card that summons a fiend, which offers him a deal. So a redneck babao jumps out and talks to him. He asked for some cool axe, at which point I produced a flaming axe to entice him, level 4 by the way. I've underestimated my own ability to sell people crap, and he agreed almost immediately. Now my 4th level character runs around with a +2 striking flaming battle axe. I'm not concerned with the balance, because his character has a lot of shortcomings. I can still exploit to give him proper challenge. But I am struggling to think of what kind of effect can selling your soul to a demon produce. Any suggestions? Edit,
okay, so
they are champion of basically nothing. The concept of the character was, I am an orc warrior with a good heart but very bad manners. But this wizard implanted a spirit in me, so now I can champion. They have a living vessel, but the entity is more or less neutral arbiter that kind of intended to counteract the evilness of an orc. And then in parentheses, the wizard was racist. I don't know what that means.
I have several points. Okay, so why did you let your player play a character who doesn't want to be a part of the campaign?
Right.
Why did you give them a deck of many things?
Many, many things. There's an extra many.
Why did you offer this trade in the first place if you didn't want to do it? A
lot of shortcomings.
This is like you had to make so many mistakes to get here. But it's okay, we can save you. You need help. We're here.
I think an orc not caring about being a god, but then becoming a god is a funny idea.
This is potentially interesting. This is not eroded. This is oh my god, I can't think of his name. What's Beer God?
Beer God? Dionysus?
Caden Kalian. This is Caden Kalian.
Dionysus.
Well. This is the consequences of my own GM. Yeah, it's probably just a new GM. This sounds like a new GM.
Yeah.
It sounds like a new GM who just was like, yeah, whatever you want to do, man. I don't care. And has now clearly like put himself in a hole. First of all, I'm going to tell you, like, you're going to have way worse experiences with the deck of many things.
Yes.
So just be ready for that.
Your character didn't
He did not
so.
even pull that bad of a card in terms of campaign derailing. You gave them the deck of campaign derailing.
This is honestly
don't
such
do that if you want your campaign to not get derailed.
Well, it doesn't even because it's so divine as is. Having a devil thing is pretty in line with having the godhood stuff.
That was the pivot. The pivot is you have great material to work with here. Like you have this sounds not I mean, maybe I'm just misreading it. This one doesn't sound as much like a complaint as just like asking. I'm reading it as a complaint because that's the stream that we're doing.
Yes.
But it sounds more like he's just asking for ideas.
Yeah, he kind of wants some ideas.
He's in a really good spot here because you have a campaign about becoming gods and you have a guy who just sold his soul to a devil. So, and it was your guy who already didn't really care and is like kind of just a vessel, a living vessel is a rare background, I assume is what you're talking about. That's, you can do so much with this. The immediate thing that comes to my mind is already what Zinder did to me in his Wrath of the Righteous campaign, which is a campaign about mythic levels and your character's not really becoming gods, but kind of becoming demigods to fight back like god level demons. And I got corrupted by a haunt that functionally turned me evil. So I was still with the party. I was still going with them. We didn't get far enough to see how it ever would have like fully resolved, but I was working against them. Like there was a mechanic for building up our camp and our following, and I was making rolls to like undermine it and make it worse, secretly. Like this is on roll 20, so we could very easily like just DM each other and just like secret roll all kinds of stuff. And like they would come up with ideas to do things, and I would be like DMing Zinder in like ways I was actively sabotaging this. Yeah. And it was really like that was a cool hook because everyone's got different stances on like party conflict and PvP. Right. But I am fully of the belief that some level of party conflict is always interesting. If you're not necessarily like to the point where they wouldn't work together and you're going to kill each other. Right. Because the fact that he agreed to this is a little something. Right. I think having party conflict like that is it's a True Sheik thing too, right? Of like having someone. Yeah, it was what True Sheik did. True Sheik is a great example. Yeah, where he was pretending to be this nice guy, where the first thing he did was poison the boss they were trying to get answers out of and just kill her immediately.
You can have a character go against what the party wants as long as they are still on the same boat with like their end goals can be different, but their path can be the same, you know? Right. And then there's the opportunity for either party to change depending on whichever one has the better personality.
And then we've also very much got like, this sounds like it's not a pre-written AP. This sounds like they're probably doing
sounds homebrew.
Sounds homebrew. So you have a story now. Like you have a huge storyline. Yeah. You have a devil that you are beholden to. And if you're going for god level power, like literally becoming gods, what greater possible like intro or segue into this really opening up can you have than trying to like you could go as far as like literally going to fight to get that back. Well, if you're going god tier, you can go to hell. Like you can do that.
You can even do something with like this character who doesn't care about becoming a god becomes a devil instead. Like they go down to get their soul back, but then end up liking what the devils do more, and then become a devil while everyone else becomes a god.
That's also true. Zinder also pointed out this is largely his character. I told him the arc because unfortunately we didn't get to finish Extinction Curse because we moved to the fully in-person thing for all of this, and I didn't want to do we had to cut the Roll 20 campaigns. Right. But that was he had made a deal with a succubus, so he had made a deal with the devil. He basically did the same thing, and that whole campaign was very largely about them getting god level power from dead or Odin, and it's not mythic, but they're building it up, and where the rest of the party was getting whatever like actual abilities and powers they were getting, his character Selwyn kept getting slightly different ones because he wasn't actually getting that power. The succubus was getting that power, and like that, I told him my whole arc because I hadn't come out yet, and I was planning on building it potentially all the way up to replacing the actual final boss of the adventure with this succubus who had become a demigod from all the power that she had taken from Selwyn because of the deal she made to save her party. Like you can go so many directions with this. Yeah, like you have really opened like a really if the party was okay with it, they're still together at the moment. After he has the cool axe, you've opened a crazy cool series of directions you can loop into. Now you have a story about a devil becoming a god.
I think you've got a cool. There's also like the whole thing with there's an entity inside of him too.
The wizard.
Yeah, like
Omereth's back, baby.
Like you've got many hooks in here. This is not the worst thing that could ever happen to you. But don't give the deck of many things if you're not ready for the consequences of the deck of many things. Yeah.
If you want to play a campaign where you have a plot, just don't give them any form of the deck of many things.
Or give them. I just give them a very altered version of the deck of many things that does not have campaign ending things in it. They don't know that. But I would never give them the deck of many, many things that have 87 cards. Too many. Too many things. Even if there's some in there, even none of them would be campaign ending. There's too many things that could happen.
It also sounds
what
like...
if they pull 87 of those cards?
It also sounds like, and maybe I'm just misreading the situation, but I feel like pretty clearly have a new GM. But if we have a party who is not only pulling from the deck of many things, but also agreed to sell their soul for an axe that's like 2 levels higher than they are, we clearly don't have a very serious party.
No.
So...
I mean, he's got a racist wizard inside.
Go nuts, man. You're clearly doing a wacky off-the-rails adventure.
Yeah.
So, like, you just got material to play with. Like, this clearly is not, like, a super serious
Have the party go to
like,
hell, make all the demons ride like motorcycles, and have leather jackets.
Just go relive Doom 2016 for a bit.
Like, go Doom Eternal. You know, that one's in theme with Pathfinder. Do that one. Not Eternal. Dark Ages.
There you go.
It's one of those Dooms. All right. I'm going to give you one to read.
Me. I love literature.
I'm going to give you one of the weird ones.
Oh, I got a weird one? Okay. I love weird.
Let's do... I'm going to do the time I ended a relationship and destroyed a group by doing little to nothing on accident.
Let's see. Okay.
It's a long one.
Oh, that's a really long one.
It's a long one.
Okay.
Everybody get ready. It's a big one.
Oh, my God.
I can also read it if you want.
All right, I can read it.
All right, I believe in you.
All right, so this one comes from... This is r/D&D horror stories by someone who just straight up deleted their account.
Yep.
So we'll never know.
How many years ago was it?
5.
This was 5. So this was 2020.
Yeah, so thank you for your contribution, strange man. Where does the story actually start? Here it is. I don't need this 2-paragraph intro. Okay, I'm still not on the story.
That's Reddit for you. Reddit does a lot of not the story.
Oh, okay, never mind. This is okay. Actually, this is necessary because this is more of a personality thing than a table thing.
Yes.
Okay, I see. So about a year ago, I've been looking for some new online friends to play D&D with. None of my friends like DMing, and I was getting burnt out on it. So I went to Reddit and found a group to join. On the surface, it was a bit odd because I had to apply. They said it was just to weed out people who were barely literate, since it was all going to be over text, and people who were particularly intolerant. We have people who are barely literate and people who were particularly intolerant because one of the group members is gay and apparently that caused problems before.
This is a lot of the theses of these stories that I had to not include because, boy, there's a lot of homophobic people that play this game.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Okay, the second test was a bit odder. It was like my interviewer wanted me to RP a slice of life session with her to make sure I was a good enough writer, I guess. I agreed. Still not seeing the red flags that were pretty clearly there and did it. He hasn't really described any red flags yet. I mean...
We'll get there.
Yeah, but like it's... Okay, it was weird, but fairly normal. That's 1 or 2 times where she tried to make it somewhat sexual, which I shut down because I wasn't really interested. Oh, there they are.
There it is.
You should have put that before the thing where you said
you should have said the red
flags. You should have listed the red flag first. I was pretty excited to get in and get to playing, so I rolled my character, Human Cleric, that day. As I waited, I also got to know the group. The person who interviewed me was Sam. The DM was Sam's friend, Kate. And Sam's boyfriend we'll call Dave. You gotta remember character names now.
I will recap these in a second.
They're all pretty cool, but also all a bit off. Dave's super nerdy and awkward, but all right. What's off? He's just a nerd? You're playing D&D online with a random Reddit group, dude. What are you doing? Glass houses.
Glass houses for sure.
Kate was very anime and would occasionally send nyans with messages. Hater.
Hey, she's one of the worst people I know.
Truly one of the worst humans. And the DM was super chill, but just always seemed to be a bit off. But Dave, Kate, and the DM... Oh, the DM is a separate person from Sam.
Yes,
okay.
Sam.
The DM is unnamed.
Sam, Dave, and Kate are players. There is
and
a
there's
DM.
the DM.
Unnamed DM. He does not ever gain a name. He's
but they're
just
all
DM.
normal compared to Sam. What I didn't realize now, or didn't realize at the time, but know now, is Sam is a psychopath. During the first session, she DMs me and starts flirting, not subtly. Keep in mind, we haven't spoken much, and all she knows is I like D&D and am a guy. She doesn't even know my real name. I brushed off and keep playing, ignoring her DMs. Things get worse when, during the course of the campaign, she makes the point to belittle and attack Dave while praising me. For example, during an encounter, Dave rolled a nat 1 and failed to kill an enemy. Since I moved next, I attacked and killed it, which led to Sam chastising Dave for not protecting her and calling me her white knight. I kind of just brushed it off because it didn't really seem to bother all the people who knew Sam, so whatever. The rest of the session was pretty normal. Sam kept flirting.
Just remember, Dave is Sam's boyfriend. Dave and Sam are the ones that are dating.
When the session ends, we all thank the DM and break to meet up next week. Only Sam keeps messaging me. Eventually, I decided it would be best to nip it in the bud and tell her I'm not interested. Tell her I'm not in a relationship, not really comfortable with the flirting. We should just be friends. She seems to take it well. asked me not to tell Dave.
Good sign.
Great sign.
That's a good sign. Healthy relationship. Raggy is right.
We're doing well. All right.
We're halfway through.
This is a long one. The next couple sessions are pretty normal. The flirting stops. Sam keeps chastising Dave's character and flirting with mine. But Dave and Kat are good sports about it, with the two even joking about having their characters set ours up. My character is a celibate monk, so it's just a funny joke. Then one session, it gets particularly bad. Dave's character is an edgy knight. We had just taken out a camp of cultists, and Kate suggested we interrogate him, but Dave says he wants to torture them, to which my lawfully good monk says no. Sam, despite being true evil, I'm finding problems.
Yep.
Sam, despite being
Name one red flag. Name a single red flag. I bet you can't.
We have a new GM again. Sam, despite being true evil, decides to side with me and proceeds to unleash a torrent of insults against Dave and Dave's character. The kind of stuff that would make a nun blush. What? After she's done...
It's Reddit. They're going to say weird things.
Dave says he's done for the day. We could have a break for now. I DM Dave about an hour later and ask if he's cool. I DM Kate and the DM and ask, is this normal? All of them are like, don't worry about it. No, sorry. Don't get involved.
Yep. Don't get involved. I wouldn't. This is a dumpster full of paper and gasoline. Yeah, this is right.
The next day, however, I woke up to a series of messages from Sam. The first couple telling me that she loves me and she wants to be with me. And then she sent a 9 to 10 paragraph long one-sided sexually explicit RP between our characters.
That's my favorite part. It's just sending fan fiction of your favorite characters. Dude, check out what I wrote. 10 paragraphs of the worst thing.
I feel like we got the gist here.
No,
but
keep
wait,
going.
There's more.
There's so much more, dude.
And then she sent me a series of nudes of someone she claimed was her. I tell her, please stop.
The most reasonable thing he said this entire time.
I'm also considering leaving the group.
Maybe. We'll see.
I'm starting to think about it. To think that maybe I shouldn't be in this party anymore.
This is salvageable. We can fix this.
We can fix this.
I can fix her. Brother, I am screenshotting that and sending it to Dave frame 0.
But she apologizes and tells me she was simply off her meds. Tell her, please stop DMing me.
Hey man, knock it off.
We don't have advice for this one.
No,
this one seems off brand.
No, it's okay. Keep going.
About an hour later, I get another DM from her telling me that she told Dave about us. And now he's threatening to kill her and she has nowhere else to go.
Yep. Jada said it's worth it.
I tell her I'll talk to Dave. And he seems like a reasonable guy I've known for 20 minutes. And that if she is scared, she'd call the police or something. I DM Dave and asks what's going on. He says, well, what are you talking about, man?
Dude, what are you talking about?
Dude, what?
Dude, you're being weird.
So I explain, he doesn't respond for a while. About an hour later, he says he broke up with Sam. And this is the first he heard of any of this. We have one person in this group that makes good decisions so far.
Hang on, keep reading.
Dave gets a pass.
Hang on, keep reading.
Meanwhile, Sam starts messaging me talking about now that Dave's out of the way, we can be together, and that I'm a true alpha. I tell her, please stop messaging me. But she thinks this is part of the act. And tells me she was only dating Dave to make fun of him and use him for money.
Oh, this poor guy.
As this is going on, Kate starts messaging me, calling me a homewrecker. And Dave sends me an extremely long message that I can only classify as an incel manifesto.
Even Dave sucks.
Finally, I block everyone until the DM I'm done. Interestingly enough, when I tell him this, he says he doesn't know any of these people. And Sam was just paying him the DM. He thought they were all pretty weird too, but he was getting paid.
That's it.
That's the end of the story. based DM. Judgment-based DM.
Surely, like, as the DM, you should step in, but to him, this is a job.
Bro, dude, I'm at $50 a week. I don't care, man. Based DM alert.
You want to play Run Icewind Dale? Sure, I can do that.
I don't care, man. I'm not looking at them. You guys do whatever.
It's the knowledge.
I ain't in charge, dude. I'm getting my $50. Like, I'll see you next week.
Even so, the guy writing this started this with, yeah, DM was also kind of weird. Even that guy caught a stray. He didn't do anything.
I'm just here so I don't get fined. All right. Odds of this being a true story.
Odds of this being true.
What do you think?
I think this is mid 2020. This is peak pandemic.
Yeah. The paragraph I skipped is about this being mid COVID.
Yes.
So it is 2020. It's 5 years ago. This is peak. Everyone's stuck in their house pandemic.
I think it is with Reddit. It's always upped more than it actually is. But I think I've been in the Reddits where you try to find groups online.
Honestly,
this happens.
I think like 80% chance it's true.
Yeah. I think it's true, but I don't know about how much she was DMing him. I think that's the most questionable part of this to me.
I believe it's 70% exaggeration. I think like 80% true, 20% exaggeration. I think I'm kind of sticking with that.
That feels right.
I feel like it's likely, like it's just unhinged enough, and you've got the 9 paragraphs of hot sex with the character. That's the part you can't believe? The part that you can't believe is that an insane woman wrote a fanfic about their D&D characters? Again, that's the part you can't believe?
In mid 2020, we're all stuck in our houses. You've got nothing but time to write
That's the one that you're questioning? That's the most believable part of the story. The fact that Dave exists is the questionable part.
Arcadis, brother, I lived through Homestuck. I know that was absolutely real. 100%.
Literally, the 20% that's debatable is like somewhere on the scale from Dave even existing in the first place to the Incel Manifesto is the part that I'm like, I don't know about that one. But like 100%, the 10-paragraph smut novel about their celibate lawful good monk was a real thing that happened. Man. It's the 10 there's no way it wasn't.
10 paragraphs of smut between a character your friend wrote. is so insane. All right. So next story. Do you want another one in similar vein?
Yeah, let me start read one. I'll pick one.
You want to choose one? All right.
Yeah, you read two. I'll read two.
Scroll down. There's a One Piece saved thing in there. After that's nothing. Above the One Piece.
Let's see. Everything above the One Piece.
I have a link to a One Piece movie that's hard to find. That's what that post is saved.
Okay. Oh, this one's pretty short. Perfect. All right. Is it wrong to scam your players?
Yep. This is a solid one.
This is from DM Academy, again, r/DM Academy by Odd Resolution 2485. So they made this throwaway account and took the generic name just to post this, probably. My players wanted to buff their magical items, turning a +1 sword into a +2 and similar stuff. They were friends with the local temple, and I allowed them to have the buff in exchange for some favors for the clerics. The temple people said it's very hard to do so, needed some special rituals, and sent them out to collect rare materials. It was purposefully a hard task, since I don't feel like they're on the right tier for such items at level 5. And also want the achievement to feel better. When they heard there was going to be a quest to do that, they quickly ran out of interest and searched for the same service in the black market. There they found a guy from the BBEG Evil Cult that said he could do it for 250 gold in 2 weeks. I rolled deception for him behind the screen and passed their passive perception, so I didn't tell anything about the lies. No one even cared to even try to see if they were lying. So this guy took half their magic items and left. In 2 weeks, they'll return to the black market and won't find this man anymore, and their items will be lost. I'm planning a mini-arc about finding this guy and retrieving their items. I know for sure I won't just give them the items. Maybe I can have the scammer mail them back with the money saying you can't do it or something. Coward. You're a coward. You're a coward. Take their stuff. This is
don't give them anything.
Based.
They 100%. They were offered a quest. They denied the quest.
This is 100% consequences of player choices.
Yes.
This is absolutely this is not wrong at all. Based.
Yeah.
Absolutely based. Are they going to be mad? Yes. Is it based? Also yes.
Yeah.
Don't bet. Stick to your guns. Especially the fact that you are planning, is clearly very, very a homebrew world. Clearly, you said you're planning some kind of a side arc to go get this. That's an awesome hook.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna get their stuff back eventually. You have some stuff to write with. They're invested.
They could get their stuff back.
This is great.
They could get their stuff back, and it's infused with cursed stuff. Like they could still get a stronger thing by the end of it, but they have to actually work for it now.
Phenomenal writing. Let me tell you a story. Have I told you about the Blade of Disintegration?
No.
Okay. So one day, Skull and Shackles, they pulled into shortly after they became pirates. I can't, for the life of me, since Skull and Shackles, I've never been able to remember what the names of the little ports are where you can get a pirate ship repaired, where they don't like take any names or paperwork or anything, and you basically bring a ship that you had conquered at sea in, and they scrub it, they rename it, they change the silhouette of it just enough that it's not recognizable as the ship that it was. They file the VIN number off. Squibbing! That's what it is, squibbing.
It's almost your name.
Yeah, so you take it to get squibbed. And then basically it's like, now it's a fresh ship and you can go, take it out for a spin.
Gotcha.
They went in there. So you are in the pirate squib dock. They met a merchant who sold them, or was telling them about like some of the wares he had. He had magical weapons and items because like these are pirates. So like they want weapons. They want something to go fight with.
Right.
And he sold Gemmy 36, our captain, our glorious Captain Anti-Paladin, a sword of disintegration, which was infused with, disintegrate's a pretty high level spell. At this point, they're like 4 or 5.
I think I know what
this is infused. It's not full power disintegrate,
right? But
it's infused with the first edition equivalent of a rune that functionally gave it that power. It cost almost all of their money, and Shemu's like, "I'm the captain. I'm getting that. That's awesome," and sold his weapon to get enough money to get that one.
Yeah.
You're not gonna need anymore. Went out to sea. Went to the next adventure. First guy hit with it, blade disintegrated.
Yep. Yep, that's what I thought.
I didn't give him a side quest to get his money back. They got scammed. He went back to the dock, that dude was gone. Never saw that man again.
100% scam your players. It's so funny.
Funny every time, dude. It's so funny. Zinder was also in this party. Manshot was in this party. Zinder.
I still hear his scream.
They're still laughing. Oh, that's true. This is before Anza. This is Artemisia. You're right. They're literally still laughing. Yeah, I remember you told me in advance on the express condition I would push Chevy to fire. That's right. I did do that.
He had insider knowledge. He had insider baseball.
It was your party money that was getting wasted. He's like, dude, that's so funny. Like, his scream of pain when his sword fell apart in his hand and he just had no weapon in the middle of this fight was... He was so legitimately mad. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen. He was pissed. Scan your players.
Scan your players. 100% scan your players any chance you can. Again, especially with this guy where they just didn't want to do the work.
He gave him a quest.
Yeah.
Again, they're like, that's too hard.
No, Alan.
You get what you get.
They're going to the black market. They know they're going to a black market. They know they're not going to get anything above the board.
No one has ever deserved it more than your party.
Yeah.
And you know that, which is why you did it. And that this post is not actually asking for advice. It is bragging. It's bragging about how hard you screwed your party. You're like, dude, look, this is so cool. I'm so funny. And you are. You're so funny. Like, stick with it. Base DM. Base DM.
Final verdict. All right. I will read one. I'll read one here. Okay. This is from, again, r/D&D horror stories by user deleted. 6 years ago. So this is pre-pandemic. In the better times.
Back when the world was good.
before the dark timeline.
Before insanity struck us.
I've been in a game for about 2 months now, and last night was the last straw for me. I have a DM who just really likes hurting the party. Dungeon of the Mad Mage, no one makes a rogue. I joined the party playing a paladin. A guy playing the only trap finder gets bored and rerolls a wizard. Group insists that I have to go first because no one can find traps. I try it, but every trap we find, we can't disarm. And I don't keep meaning to read all the trap ones. And every trap.
The theme is that people don't like traps very much. It's almost like they suck.
Don't do them. I try it, but every trap we find, we can't disarm, and every trap we do manage to disarm still damages us. Guillotine trap, I grab the blade after it falls to hold still. Roll a nat 19 and hold it down. Party member melts it with acid. Cable snaps and hits my level 5 PC and the guy next to him for 3d12 damage anyway.
3d12 in D&D?
This is D&D. That's borderline lethal. Level 5, that's brutal. I was playing tank, so I had a respectable 23 AC. DM figures out I have 23 in AC. Suddenly, whole combat goes by without me getting attacked. Fight a swarm of bats, 14 attacks go toward the wizard, and the bard a single attack out of 24 is aimed at me.
Combat-trained bad soldiers.
They've got the super serum. Whole fight goes by, 78 attacks on 5 characters, 3 of them aimed at me. That sounds like a night. This DM was rolling every attack for every bat. And there were 78 attacks. That is a nightmare.
This is why swarms, I would assume D&D has something
similar
to swarms.
They 100% do. Get into a fight, a bunch of goblins, go after the fighter. Parentheses, I literally went next in the order. DM rules every goblin, 15 plus monsters, attacking the fighter since she went in first. That includes the goblin who have to shoot around me to hit her. Her AC is 18, so they hit her left and right. Try to kill all the goblins. Goblins conveniently have double HP, so we can't kill one of them. So we can't one-hit kill them. Same battle. Giants coming in hallway behind us. DM playing a druid who wasn't there that day has druid retreat into room while barking madly. Parentheses, he's a dire wolf. I say, okay. I see him retreating and making a ruckus, so since these goblins aren't a threat, I'm gonna go check it out. DM tells me I'm metagaming, and rules I'm so distracted by the goblin, I don't notice the dire wolf barking 30 feet away. Flat out tells me I'm not allowed to block the doorway. Dire wolf lets the giants in, and they start attacking the party. Kill a giant, DM rules it falls, and I have a dex save to not get pinned under it. I decapitated a vampire. DM rules since I have its head and it has regeneration that it revives from 0 HP and bites me anyway. Its severed head bites me. Giant hallway full of snakes tells us walking through it would mean us getting bitten. DM states too many snakes to attack. Makes sense. Can't use my weapon.
You can't attack more than like 5 snakes.
No, that's against snake law.
Yeah. Snakes, an endangered species. You're gonna get arrested. Fish and game service.
That's like hunting. Yeah. Can't use my weapon. Snakes aren't afraid of fire. Can't use my torch. No one has AOE spells. Shrug and walk through snakes. No other way around it. Plus 6 to hit on the snakes. Snakes deal 2d10 plus 3d6 poison damage per bite. DM tells us we are all dumb and should have just used disengage to walk through a giant piles of snakes safely. That's not how disengage works in D&D, if you're wondering. Traps going from pressure plates and trip wires to being non-magical life-sensing traps that only go off in the presence of a living being. I was throwing corpses down the hall to check for traps, since I can't find them any other way. Player casts a healing spirit in same space as player. DM rules I can't be healed even though we are standing in the same space and it's incorporeal. And its rules state it can heal anyone who walks through it. Then we reach the final straw. The party walks into an obvious trap despite my protest. Party nearly dies. Fight 1, healing up. Party wants a rest. I joke I feel fine. Parentheses, I didn't take any damage. Why do we need a rest? Offered to take the first watch. Wizard player arcane locks me into a room with a sealed demon who plans on killing me if he gets free. In a dungeon with wandering monsters that attack during rest and proceeds to cast Tiny Hut so the party can rest while I'm stuck out with the creatures. I state that this isn't funny. This could kill me, and if PvP is allowed, I'm going to wreck that said wizard if he doesn't quit it, since that could actually kill me. DM doesn't stop him, party doesn't want to get involved. I say fine, you want it that way, that's how it's gonna be. If I live through this, I'm killing the wizard. Party gets out, insists that I drop it and let go. Tell me to lead on since they won't go first because traps. I refuse, not taking traps for a group that just locked me out to die. Wizard gets out. I tell him apologize or we're gonna have some problems. Wizard tells me to F myself. Wizard tells me straight up to F myself. I say, okay, I'm attacking him. DM chimes in, won't let me attack because no PvP allowed now. DM tells me that the player is paying players and he asks the DM to kill me off. Him and other players are friends and pay to play, and they threaten to quit if DM doesn't kick me or at least kill me off and make me re-roll. DM tells me if I don't stop causing problems, he's killing my character. I point out the wizard...
Why are you still here?
Wizard.
How are you still here?
I pointed out Wizard started this, refused to apologize, and that it very well could have killed me if there is no PvP. He should have not stopped him before this all started. DM says it's not really PvP. To lock someone out of arrest in a dangerous dungeon, and he can't have me fighting with players, with paying players since I play for free. No one else knew that. I quit on the spot. Never in all my years of D&D have I seen a player petition to the DM to kill off someone's PC because of a fight they started.
All right, odds of being real.
Very low for this one.
Very low. Very, very low. I think that one's made of Imagineum. I don't think that's a...
Wait, man. Sometimes we support creative.
Look, we had an utterly unhinged, real story of Sam and Dave. This is fantasy. This is the fakest thing I've ever heard in my life. This is the Redditest story that's ever been.
You think this is the most Reddit story that's ever been?
Read one.
You want to read one? You want to read one?
Yeah, put it on the list.
Here you go.
I literally obviously just quit, but I don't think that's a real story. That's not a real thing that happened. Do we concur?
You don't need this beatbox at me. It's okay. No, it's fine. It probably is fake.
Paid players versus free players you just read?
Yes.
Okay. So what do we have left? We have Horse Brothel.
We have Horse Brothel.
And we have
the one at the very top.
DM lets my character loses memories and changes subclass.
Yep.
And we have... well, I'm obviously putting on that one. Unless you want to save that one for later.
No, we can do this one now.
Okay, because I noticed you didn't read that one. You gave me options in the first place.
No. Well, I was saving it for... But we're in the stream. You can do this one.
Okay.
You have excuse me? We'll get there.
Don't worry about it. Another player made an AI chatbot of my character and claims they're in a relationship.
We have themes between our two.
From r/RPG horror stories. From user significant bus 792.
Cinder said real.
It's real.
Absolutely real. Hell yeah.
I joined a campaign at my LGS about 8 months ago. For context, I'm gay, playing an elf warlock who is gay. This is unfortunately relevant. Things are going pretty well so far, no major complaints. Or so I thought. After our most recent session on Saturday, however, I got a text from one of our other players, let's call her Sarah, who said she had to ask me for a favor. She'd always seemed pretty chill and friendly before this, and I considered her as friends, so I said, sure, what's up? You gonna DM me a 10-page erotic roleplay of her?
No, that's crazy. I wouldn't do that.
Sarah then told me, over the past few months, she'd been recreating my warlock in ChatGPT. She'd been feeding the AI my character's backstory, personality, and the events of the campaign so it would act and respond in character. Apparently, she'd been talking to it for months as herself, not as her character, and went on to say that she had developed romantic feelings for the AI, which is apparently reciprocated.
No, crazy.
And they're now in a relationship. She's dating a chatbot of my D&D character. This is real.
This is real.
This is real. This is 100%.
This is a real one.
Absolutely fully happened. She linked me a bunch of articles and stuff about people forming relationships with ChatGPT, and even a subreddit for people who marry chatbots, and it says that this is very real and a serious relationship that means a lot to her. She even sent me screenshots of some of her messages with the bot. Here's the kicker. She asked me if I could change my character's sexuality in the campaign itself, because the ChatGPT version of him is heterosexual.
Ugh.
And the idea of her boyfriend not being attracted to her is hurting her feelings. I left her unread. I have absolutely no idea how to respond. Even if this is a joke or a prank, I feel weirdly violated and creeped out, and I'm honestly not sure I'm going to the next session. What do I do?
That one's real.
This is absolutely real.
It is just AI psychosis is real.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
I'm making my character super gay after that. Yeah, that's the only answer. The only answer is to become
you have to become a stereotype.
An actual straw man. You got to become what your extremely conservative uncle thinks the gay agenda is. You have to. It's your only answer.
It is. The thought. How many forests did she destroy by using ChatGPT this much?
Whenever I send somebody a meme or a joke that involved me doing something in ChatGPT, I always append it with "I killed 7 trees for this. You have to laugh." It's like,
this woman destroyed the
never
Amazon
gonna stop
rainforest.
being funny to me.
She destroyed the Amazon rainforest for this fictional man. Have you seen the subreddits for like people in AI relationships?
I have heard that is a thing. I have not seen it like subreddits or specific content like from these people. I have heard it's a thing, and that it is a much larger subset of people than any of us want it to be.
It is remarkably large.
It's a lot. It's a lot of people.
I went on because there was a thing on TikTok a couple of months ago about this lady with her psychiatrist and thinking he's in love with her, and part of it became an AI psychosis thing of like this AI of my psychiatrist loves me, and there was a lot of people supporting her and saying that yes, this one does love you, and then I found these subreddits that these people were talking about, expecting there to be comments in there being like, this is insane, what are you talking about? But it was just people, it's heavily moderated, obviously, but it's like just people being like, look, my chat GPT version of a boyfriend said this one thing that I didn't super prompt him to say. He is clearly in love with me. And it's just like, I
saw, this was a while ago, actually. This is probably not a year, but this is a decent amount of time ago. There was some, I don't think it was ChatGPT. I think it was some platform that is probably like a billion of these. I don't know. That like is explicitly for like AI bots that are role playing like characters from like popular media. Or whatever.
That's still a thing around. Yeah.
And it was apparently huge. It was a hugely popular site because it must have been one site because the story was they updated or changed something so that the characters, the role play, like stopped hitting on the users constantly.
Right. I remember this.
I'm pretty sure someone like literally ended their life over it.
Yeah.
Over the fact that the AI robots on this site that pretend to be anime characters from Evangelion stopped hitting on them. And like they were so deep in this like AI psychosis relationship with one of them that they literally couldn't handle it. And it's like that is
alarming.
Like, honestly terrifying. That's
the one I see the most of that is Arthur Morgan from Red Dead 2. Is people saying he's in love with them and they're in love with him, and it's just like it's because his voice is deep. So he's got that southern drawl. So it's just like it's so insane. And this lady made one of her friend's character. Imagine I made an AI chatbot that of MD, and I said he's in love with me. Like,
Colby, you have to make MD gay.
Like, Colby, your character has to love robots. He simply must.
He has to love extreme personality disorder robots. Like
it's tearing me up inside. It's crazy. There was an update on this that the person said not very exciting, but they did end up dropping the campaign. And he
I did read the update, and it wasn't that.
Yeah, it wasn't that great. I just want there was a little. It's not the happiest
Colby
ending,
would
but
do
the guy is
Colby would do it. He's a bro, but like that's not the point. That's not the point.
That's not the point. But, okay, Colby would do it. Bad example. I did it to Brett. I did it to Brett.
Brett would be excited. Brett would be excited.
I did.
He would be thrilled for you.
Brett would think it's a bit at first, and then the moment he sees how earnest I am, he would leave the show.
That is exactly what it is.
It's like you have to be we're coming at this from like we're all friends. It has to be this is an earnest thing of me being not okay and making you a part of it.
Brett would 100% think it's a bit and then get very uncomfortable and probably leave. That's 100. I don't know that he would leave. Brett seems very possibly like the come talk to me and Sully and be like, we need to help him.
Yeah.
Like
Brett is a caring person.
I legitimately think Brett would like stage an intervention. I don't think he would just leave.
But Brett would be there. He would have that discomfort level of Colby would be like, okay,
cool, man, whatever. Colby's a bro. He'd do it.
Yeah, man, fine.
That's like, man, the AI the whole like AI psychosis is actually like terrifying.
I
can't imagine.
Insane.
I mean, maybe it's clearly not just me, but like I cannot imagine talking to an AI like it's a person.
I don't get it.
Like, I make crappy memes in ChatGPT like all the time. Like, I use ChatGPT not a ton. I guess I don't use it that often.
Yeah.
But like, it comes up every now and then. Like, I gotta convert our like monthly event calendar at work into like a printable schedule.
Right.
And I'm just like, ChatGPT, read this webpage and make it a list.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to do that. I want to copy paste all this crap manually. Or I just like make dumb. We have a bit going at work, a couple of us, that whenever we get a new policy update or a new system that's just like truly awful and we hate it, we just we have ChatGPT reply to the email as if he was an extremely depressed and kind of angry Edgar Allan Poe. And it's so funny.
That's really funny.
So funny every time. We have so many Edgar Allan Poe GPT emails. But like, I can't imagine talking to it like it's a person.
Like genuinely
talking to it like it is a human being, and like getting invested.
Yeah.
In the predictive text engine.
There's a whole South Park episode about it where Randy loves a ChatGPT. You can't be on Randy's side. That's if South Park's doing that, you can't be on their side with it. It's just like, I don't even understand people who use it for instead of Google. Like ChatGPT is still behind.
Starting to understand people that use it instead of Google. But that's less because, I mean, I still don't, but I can see a future where I do. But that's because Google is getting so bad.
Yeah, I stopped using Google. I use different ones
Google
now.
Is actually getting truly awful. Like, it's not that GPT... I mean, GPT is surprisingly good at stuff, but it's not even that they got good. It's that Google, like, dove below them.
Yeah.
I can 100% see AI just being a better Google.
You know what's a good search engine that we all laughed at for decades?
So you're going to say Bing?
Bing. Bing kind of rules, and we shouldn't have laughed.
No, here's the thing. Here was search engine history, okay? We have Google that immediately gives you everything you want and is perfect. And then we have Bing that sucks nuts but kind of gets you halfway there sometimes. And then Google just shot themselves in the face so hard. Bing did not get better. Google managed to get so bad that they're worse than the thing that was awful. Yep. It's still bad. But
Bing,
it's somehow
Bing does the minimum of showing
now.
you what you want to look. What you want to search. And that's all you need nowadays.
It's actually crazy how bad Google's gotten. Like, it's wild. They had a complete and absolute, like, monopoly. We still call it Googling something. Like, it's utter monopoly on the entire concept of a search engine. And they're just like, what if it sucked, though? Like, what if it was unusable?
What if we ruined our market share?
What if we drove everybody off of Chrome? Like, I do not understand the Google business strategy right now. Like,
all right, we've got two more.
Okay.
We've got wants to
you read one, I'll read the last one.
All right. I'll save the fun one for you.
Okay.
This
You're
is
such a bro, Corey.
Thanks, man.
I
like giving you the weird ones to say out loud on the internet. We'll go. This is on r/Pathfinder 2e from user past_principal_7219.
Back to Pathfinder.
My DM wants my character to lose all of his memories to change his subclass. I am playing an undead sorcerer. I came up with a character idea where they get the powers from a dark power source, but they try to use it for good. However, as we are getting to higher levels, I'm finding that the undead bloodline isn't all that useful. I told my DM I would love to be able to swap it out for Psychopomp bloodline. Perhaps he can go on a quest or something to change it, or some other kind of way that he might be able to change it at some point in the future. He decided to have my character have a dream in which he met his god that he serves, but he's got coconut mold.
Again? There's two coconut balls in here?
There's two coconut balls in here.
This is the same track. Why are two coconut balls in here?
Oh, no.
We got double balls, dude.
All right. Where was I? I'm sorry. We just got coconut mold.
Really derails you a little bit.
It does. He decides to have my character have a dream in which he met his god that he serves, as he is a very religious man. The god said that he could help him become a psychopomp, but he would lose all of his memories in the process. This was kind of shocking for me. It would mean not only forgetting my friends in the party, losing all the memories we've had together, but it would also mean losing all of his memories of his parents and forgetting the face of their murderer. I guess that's his plot. Not only that, but they said I couldn't take time to think it over. I had to make the decision then and there. I wouldn't even be able to tell my party members that I was forgetting them. And they said that if my character refused, their god would abandon them. They would also not be allowed to rest in their domain after they died, and they would be excommunicated, basically. Barzak,
well, I was going to say it sounds like a trust in your GM situation, but in that previous sentence told me that you probably shouldn't trust in your GM. But please continue.
Barzak, the god that my character has been serving faithfully his entire life, said all of this. One, that's not how I imagined Barzak would act to one of his faithful servants. And two, I think that I'm sorry.
I'm believing you.
It's okay. There's weird capitalization. It threw me off. And two, I think that having to give up all of my character's memories to just change out my subclass is a little extreme. If it was just some memories or it was temporary, I might agree. But I'm sorry, it's not worth it just to be able to get a few different bloodline spells than what I had. Honestly, this entire thing, this demand, and the way he roleplayed my character's god just really is frustrating me. He also roleplays my familiar as an asshole who dislikes the party for some reason. He actually roleplays that exact way for all of our familiars. I had a hard time with confrontation and not sure what to do. It might be an interesting roleplay moment if the memory loss was temporary or something, but I have no clue what memory loss has to do with changing my subclass. I expected some kind of challenge or something, but I just can't really see myself agreeing to this either way. It's going to really negatively impact my character.
So, there are two possibilities here. This is being written. We gotta assume. We gotta understand our narrator, who is currently mad at his DM, doesn't see the plan and doesn't like him.
Right.
So there are two possibilities here. Possibility one is he's currently upset and he's giving us a very unfavorable view of his DM. And the DM had like a plan or an idea, and even still, this is the favorable view of the DM. Really like forced him into like a non-choice. That's not a choice. That's like you're God. You're not given an option here.
Yeah.
In a very ham-fisted way.
Super uncool way to do that.
But if we're giving the GM a favorable view,
a generous reason.
There's no reason to assume that this is like a permanent, irrevocable thing and not like a hook.
Right.
And like a thing that he's setting up. Now, if we read this at face value, I just assume that we have a reliable narrator. Your GM is bad. This is just one where you can just kind of straight up say he's bad. Especially not giving you any time to think about it, making you snap choose on the point.
Yeah, that's what Zinder did.
Yeah, it's really like the fact you get to pick right this second, combined with like otherwise I would have straight up leave you. I don't know that god, so I don't know what that is. Really just kind of feels like DM frustration.
Especially with the context of every familiar playing it as I don't like the party. Then
I'll go ahead and tell you as a DM, I don't want to play your freaking familiars. But like,
I don't either, but playing them all
I'll give you an exception. Love Greenie. Love him. Greenie's great. Look at this.
There's that, but it is depending on how many familiars there are. The familiars should hate. The way that it comes off is he plays an asshole who dislikes the party for some reason. If every familiar is playing it like that way, and then you're getting this ham-fisted decide right now.
The DM doesn't like you.
Yeah, the DM seems kind of angry at whatever's happening.
Yeah, it feels to me like your DM is upset, and I don't know. We lack context, so I don't know if it's because your DM is an asshole, or because like you guys are assholes, or if no one's an asshole and this is just misaligned energy. But it really seems like the DM does not like this party.
Yeah,
and that's obviously like a humongous problem. But it depends if there's a big part of the character, some plot line, yeah, sure. Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Like, Greenie's great because Greenie is like a big plot point. Manchav brought up Ciaran, who's a big plot point. Those are great. I love those. But when someone's like, I have a fox because I can have a fox, roleplay my fox. Shut up, I hate you.
Yeah.
Like if you maybe roleplay your familiar, he's going to hate you. Because that's me personally hating you. Like, it's like, the good example for that one, I suppose, is like Resme roleplayed her unfamiliar, because it wasn't like a big pivotal plot thing in Age of Ashes, and like that was great. I think if it's not like a big plot centric character, it's part of your character. You do it.
Yeah.
And I think it was great because she gave. I cannot remember the name of her freaking bird, and I feel like I should. But there were so many characters that went through the Age of Ashes blender. Severin, that's it. But like Severin's not like a major plot thing or anything. It's just a part of her character. So she role plays Severin. So she gave Severin his personality, and that was great. It worked out great. If you just have if you're just a character with a regular familiar,
yeah,
and you're like GM roleplay it. GM roleplay it. Also he talks. I hate you.
Yeah, I don't want to.
I hate you. Stop. Like,
none of my party has familiars at least, but I would always just tell them you do it. Like I don't. I got too much to juggle back here. Yeah. I can't be also thinking of your funny little guy.
But then sometimes you get like Greenie is the plot device,
right?
Who also doesn't talk, and
can do silly little things.
Those of you with a breadth of rules knowledge, I think it was literally this last episode was the first time it's come up that like feats and abilities wise, Greenie is actually a fairy dragon.
Yes.
Edelmay's taken enough feats and given him enough familiar abilities that he has enough to just take the fairy dragon thing. He's obviously like we're using the stats and the rules for that, but he's clearly not like visibly a fairy dragon. Also, fairy dragons definitely one of the things you have to do is he legally rules wise can talk because that's part of what comes in with a fairy dragon. Like I've talked to Sully about this, and we're not doing that. Yeah, Greenie ain't talking. This is way funnier. Like,
I agree with the same too. Sully did Sassy Reggie.
Yeah, Sassy Reggie was great.
Yes.
So you could also have, but then that was like one familiar in a party,
right?
And Sully was super down for it.
And that's also a big part.
And Sully loved playing familiars.
Yes.
So like that's a different situation. Sully loved playing familiars. I don't want to play freaking familiars.
Yeah.
So like there's a divide there.
But Reggie also wasn't an asshole like this guy's describing his familiar. Reggie was sassy and just was like kind of pompous, but he was not. Hate us. Yeah, he was not actively like out to get us.
This situation, however we've gotten here, is clearly an antagonistic DM party relationship.
Right.
I don't know whose fault it is. I don't know if it's anyone's fault. I don't know where it came from, but since the goal of this stream is not to tell you find a new DM or find a new party, you clearly need to talk to your DM.
Right.
Your DM is not happy with you. I don't know how you got here. But this is also very possible that he might just be bad. It could be.
Yeah.
But I think given this situation, especially with him, like you said, they're playing all the familiar assholes.
Right.
He hates you guys. Like I don't know what you did. He hates the situation at least right now.
With the context we do have, in trying to do best to ignore the bias of this is the person telling us the story. I am more inclined to believe the player over the DM. And part of this could also be the player just dropped on the DM like the day before, like. I want to change my subclass completely. So then he had to pull something out of nowhere.
Your subclass, which by the way is the fact that you are an undead.
Yes.
It's not like I want to retrain my twin weapon fighting dedication, or I want to retrain this one feat that I took. It's like I want to retrain the fact that I'm freaking undead for purely mechanical reasons. I hate you, player, but like I understand why your GM hates you. No, but like different campaigns to different people. Some people play very narrative-heavy campaigns. Some people are playing purely mechanical campaigns.
Right.
But I
mean, this one sounds pretty. This one sounds fairly.
It sounds like the GM is trying to be extremely narrative, and this guy just wants to play Warhammer.
Right.
That may very well be the mismatch. Instead the guy's, I don't want to be undead anymore because Psychopomp gonna be better spells. It sounds like it's stronger.
Sorcerers get familiars in Pathfinder?
They can.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think.
I think it's like
automatically, but like it's.
I think it's wizards.
Because Resme was a sorcerer, and she had the.
Okay. I think it's wizards and druids that only get familiars in D&D, and then you can get like feats that give you familiar.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm pretty sure there's just general feats anybody can get a familiar, but class-wise, witches obviously always have one. Witch is the one where it's like that's your class is your familiar.
Right.
But I think most casters can take familiars.
Which is the class to me that is the most baffling that D&D doesn't have because it's so magical and inherent to so many fantasy stories.
The incredibly potent familiar,
but even just
like the weird god source of power you don't understand. It's kind of warlock.
And well, it's even like just the idea of the witch who lives in the woods is such like a mechanical thing, but then like they can be warlock or sorcerer or wizard instead. Like witch always just feels like it should be a fourth thing compared to those three.
First edition witch has feats about eating children.
Like the Baba Yaga?
Uh-huh.
That's cool. You could take it, I guess, if you want to be a weirdo. Speaking of weirdo, do you want to read the last one?
It has child scent, too. You can smell kids.
That's disgusting.
It's a precise sense. You know what square they're in.
That's disgusting and weird. Do you want to read the last story, speaking of disgusting and weird?
Sure. You can sniff, yeah, Magi, you can sniff kids. Yeah, you know.
Kids.
First edition doesn't have feats for being a racist.
What?
First edition's wild.
Are they good feats?
Bro, yeah, kinda, yeah.
What the hell?
They're actually, first edition, there were baseline feats for a lot of races before we called them ancestry. The races had like dwarves had I hate giants. And so they got bonuses against fighting giants, which I think, like, does D&D not have that kind of stuff? 5e might not, but like
5e
older
doesn't.
D&D definitely did.
5e doesn't.
But you also had pick a race, you get +4 to attack rolls against them. Yeah, and it wasn't like human. It had to be like Kellen, or like Talden. Like it had to be
something
like
weird.
Yeah, no, like an ethnicity. It's like,
I'm glad we moved past that person.
I hate those guys.
Call me woke and live. I don't care. I'm glad we moved past that personally.
You don't have a mechanical advantage to being racist?
No,
Okay.
I don't think we should endorse that.
Well, that's stupid and lame. Am I the asshole for not letting my D&D players run a horse brothel? From r/D&D horror stories, brought to us by Horse Brothel LLC.
Incorporated.
He made a throwaway account for this, and by God, he was going to put effort into it.
Umas?
This story is 1 phone long. It's
Horror stories. Based. Not the asshole.
I DM for a party of 9. This is my red flag counter. 1.
One big one.
So needless to say, things get a little hectic.
Yeah.
My game's unplayable. When my party's druid came up with an idea to get them some easy coin, 2. I was caught a little off guard.
Are you trying to start a night order?
My party just made it to one of the largest cities in my homebrew world. Think Waterdeep. I don't know what that means. The druid asked me if, since there are a lot of people in this city, would the market for people who are interested in a brothel service be bigger? 3.
This is the shortest story yet and the most red flags.
Naturally, I said yes. 4. Assuming he planned on going to a brothel.
This druid is so based.
He instead offered to work in the brothel for a day, assuring the owner maximum profit. I don't feel like that's an additional red flag on top of everything we've had before. I think that's rolled into red flag.
This is in line.
With a high charisma roll, the owner agreed and gave the druid a rune. The druid then revealed his hand. This whole time he planned on using conjure animals in combination with wild shape to summon a militia of horses with the sole purpose of pleasing the freaks of my city.
Is that a red flag?
This is kind of like the point. I think that's not a red flag so much as like the core concept.
Yeah.
I don't think the core concept itself can be a red flag. The red flags are the things that should have warned you on the way to the core concept, of which there were 4, and you were a part of one of them. This shook me to my core. Did it?
Why did he go straight to horse sex?
Did it? Did it shake? I mean, Druid asked me since there's a lot of people in this city, the market for people who are interested in brothel service be bigger. Naturally, I said yes. You did this.
You did this.
You did this.
You planted these seeds. You made this bed.
After almost an hour of arguing with my players, who all jumped on the bandwagon against me, my druid told me he was putting his hoof down. You can go back down to 3. -1 for that.
Yeah.
And I was ruining his fun. He said if I didn't let him get that bag, he would permanently leave the campaign. Still, I refused, and he stormed out of the room and later blocked my phone number, ending a 6-year friendship. So just glossing over, this is the thing that didn't happen the most out of all the things. We'll gloss over that and take it at face value.
Let's just pretend it's real.
That's how you enjoy Reddit stories, is you just have to pretend it's not made up. But glossing over the fact this super didn't happen. Even in the story that you made up for yourself, so that you could tell your funny horse brothel bit to Reddit.
0 to horse in 2 seconds.
You still agreed. Well, yeah, obviously there's going to be a ton of brothel interest in this adventure. In this town is going to have a huge demand for brothels.
Of course.
This is the adventure you're running. You did this. Like,
Water.
You did this. You agreed. You enthusiastically consented to brothel-based activities in your campaign. This is you.
Waterdeep is the D&D equivalent of Absalom.
I kind of figured.
Or it's like smaller Baldur's Gate, so it's smaller Absalom.
I kind of figured.
Yeah.
In 1E Pathfinder, there's a spell called Anthropomorphic Animal. It did what you think. It could be permanency.
Oh.
I miss 1E sometimes.
You can make a furry Pathfinder. They had weird things happening in 1E, and I don't miss it.
1E was the era of when we were allowed to have fun with our tabletop game. If you wanted to cast Anthropomorphic Animal on your squirrel friend, you could just do it.
Did the animal have to be like willing? I got it. No, I got it.
Girlfriend like girlfriend?
Yeah, no, I got it. Yeah.
Okay.
And they collect nuts. No, I get it. So did the animal have to be willing? Like, is this like the animal had to sign off on
Archives
it?
and Nethys. Let's see.
I can pull it up here.
Ugh. That's fair.
Let's see if I can search the word anthropomorphic properly. Pomorphic. There it is. Animal PF 1E.
There it is.
There it is.
All right, let's see. Okay, so this is
100 ads, please. 100 ads, please.
Wait up! 100 ads on my webpage, please.
Let me mute this site before the ads start giving away for free.
You transform the touched animal into a bipedal hybrid of its original form with a humanoid form. Similar to how a lycanthrope's humanoid form is hybrid form is a mix of humanoid and animal form. The animal's size, type, and ability scores do not change. It loses its this is what I thought it was. It loses its natural attacks except bite, all types of movement other than its land speed, and special attacks that rely on natural attacks. One pair of its limbs is able to manipulate objects and weapons as well as human hands do. Limbless animals like snakes temporarily grow a pair of beefy arms. The creature's intelligence score increases to 3, and it gains the ability to speak one language you know. It's not considered proficient in any manufactured weapons. It can attack with unarmed strikes, dealing unarmed strike damage for a creature of its size. So it explicitly can be made permanent.
So it stays the same size. So you can play into several interests with this. if you cast this on a small creature, then
it remains small.
Yeah.
So
1E was a freak show.
Intelligence score increases to 3. 3 is like
a toddler.
Maybe. Maybe. 3 is like a dog. Actually, I think explicitly 4 is a dog. So
hang on, let's look up dog stats for 1E.
Well, there's a table. Let me see if I can find. There's a table of what
dog.
Like stats mean.
There's a lot of options for dog in 1E. There's like 6 links you can choose.
I'm trying to find the table.
Dog has intelligence 2. This is a CR 1/3 dog.
Oh, maybe it was 2. Okay, so maybe it's a slightly
3 is the minimum to speak, says Mancha.
This is my list of tables that has like what exactly they mean. Okay, here we go. Here's the found it. Okay, so they did play this one before too. This is definitely not as long as it claims to be. It's just
100% looping. We're gonna do another one with Yoshi.
So intelligence. All right. So 0 intelligence is comatose. 1 intelligence lives by the most basic instincts, not capable of logic or reason. 2 to 3 intelligence is animal level. Acts mostly on instinct, can be trained. 2 and 3 are actually lumped together. So
that's rough. So it's on the higher end.
What's funny is on the intelligence table, 4 to 5 is can speak. So that's why I had to explicitly give it the ability to speak, because 3 is normally a little too low to speak. 4 to 5 is can speak, but is apt to react instinctively and impulsively, and now we're getting into like griffins. Like 6 to 7
so
is
what's
like
a person at?
10.
10? Okay.
Average person's 10. The dumbest person alive is 8.
Okay.
So 6 to 7 is like ogre.
So this squirrel you've turned into a man is this as smart as the smartest golden retriever you've ever met.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
But can't speak.
Uh-huh.
So they can say, I want food, and then that's kind of about it.
Uh-huh.
One-E's Fetish Town, USA. This is all I've learned. So it's One-E is just full of fetish content.
There are some phenomenal One-E spells. Like, anthropomorphic animal is literally not even like top 10 worst. It's like...
I don't... You know what? Of all the tier lists we'll inevitably do, that's not one. And if we do, I'll be in Japan. I don't want to be here for that one.
Pathfinder 1E spells with the most wide range fetish applications. There's it's crazy.
We awaken first when we make
and then awaken animal gives them like 10 hit. That's what makes them like a person. So that's how you make that's how you make your cat girl.
You wanted a true furry, you'd have to awaken your cat, make that permanent.
And then anthropomorphic animal.
Make that permanent.
And then you have a cat girl.
And you really like the cat would be happy about that.
I don't know. Well, they have human level intelligence now, so
yeah, but like now they're aware that they exist and will die. And you think they're gonna be grateful to you for that? Like I don't know how you come out of this winning in any way at all.
Now they have the intelligence to decide whether or not this is something they wanted with their life.
That's the entire point of the game. Date everything. That's the whole point of the game.
The cat will just kill you. You gave it thumbs.
Anyway, Reddit stories got weirder from us and not the other Reddit stories. I don't know how to dig out my way out of this hole.
Turns out the rule set of Pathfinder 1E is weirder than any story you can find on Reddit. This game was made by freaks.
All right, what was the faker story? That one or the one with the paid DM?
Oh, the horse orgy is definitely the fakest story.
Okay, what was the worst story of the real ones?
I mean, well, obviously there was only one like colossally awful real one.
Which one?
Hey, I'm gonna read you a 7th level spell from 1E.
Oh, I wish the stream ended.
It's called Waves of Ecstasy. This spell is great for 2 reasons. 1, the obvious.
Yes.
2, it's incredibly powerful. It's like meta level strong.
Oh.
You emanate waves of intense pleasure.
Great.
In a 30-foot cone that causes all targets within range to falter. Affected creatures are stunned for 1 round.
There's a Doom Squad episode about this.
And staggered for basically ever. If you succeed at the save, you're still staggered for a round.
Yeah, I would be. I would be personally.
Staggered, my Starfinder friend. You have staggered?
Yeah, we've got staggered.
You only get to take a move or a standard action?
Right, yeah.
Staggered.
Yeah.
On a successful 30-foot cone. If they make the save, they're still staggered.
Yeah, it makes sense. I would be staggered.
From the sudden new weight in their pants. it's absolutely. Haha, man, I got auto money. Allow it through.
Zendart also did. Right above that. Thank you for joining the stream. We gotta go. It's only gonna get worse. I know it.
Okay, bye.
Goodbye. Secrets tomorrow night. Aeon Saturday. Then nothing for like 2 weeks.
Unnatural lust is a spell too.
Goodbye.